A Dreadful Murder by Minette Walters. Read by Griffin. Forward. A Dreadful Murder is based on the true story of the shooting of Mrs Caroline Luard, which took place near the small village of Ightham in Kent on the 24th of August, 1908. It remains one of the great unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Mrs. Luard was shot in broad daylight in the grounds of a large country estate called Frankfield House. She was nearly 60 years old, came from a wealthy upper-class family, and was known in Ightham for her charity work with the poor. Her husband, Major General Charles Luard, was a county councillor and a justice of the peace. His closest friends were the Chief Constable of Kent and the local MP. He was nearly 70 at the time of his wife's death. Although no one was ever arrested for the crime, it was believed by many that Charles Luard murdered his wife in cold blood, and that his friends helped him escape justice. Chapter 1. Monday, the 24th of August, 1908. Frankfield Park, afternoon. There was nothing in the clear blue skies over Kent to warn Caroline Luard she was about to die. The rain clouds had gone. The sun was shining. Everything was right with her world, or so it seemed. She strolled with her husband Charles, a retired Major General, along the dusty lane that ran beside the dense woodland of Frankfield Park. Their fox-terrier Sergeant loped ahead of them, tail wagging at every scent. Perhaps they were talking about the holiday they were due to take in 2 days' time. Caroline was looking forward to the fresh sea air, Charles to some rounds of golf. Or perhaps, after 33 years of marriage, they had no need to speak at all. Caroline had told her maid she would walk as far as the wicket gate into Frankfield Park. The Major General would head on to Godden Green Golf Course to fetch his clubs. Caroline would return home through the woodland in time to greet a friend who was coming to tea. The couple parted just beyond St. Lawrence's Church. Charles's route would take him along the roads, Caroline's along a grassy footpath. Neither said goodbye. There was little point. They would see each other again in a couple of hours. Even so, Caroline paused to watch as Charles strode down Church Road with their dog, Sergeant, beside him. The stoop of his shoulders made him look old. "Try to get a lift home," she called. "You know how heavy your golf bag is. And don't forget Mrs. Stewart is coming to tea. I'm sure she'd like to see you." Charles lifted a hand to show he'd heard, but he didn't turn round. Only Sergeant glanced back, ears pricked, for a last glimpse of his mistress. Mary Stewart looked up in alarm as Major General Luard swept into the drawing-room. She was 20 years younger than Charles, and his brisk manner scared her. "Where's Caroline?" he demanded. Mary had been asking herself the same thing for 20 minutes. It made her uneasy to have been sitting in the Major General's house without either of its owners present. "I don't know," she told him nervously. "Your maid keeps telling me she'll be back any minute." Charles folded his tall frame into an armchair and stared at Mary. He looked puzzled. "She started home 2 hours ago. I left her by the gate into Frankfield Park. Perhaps she met someone along the way." Mary tried a small smile. "If it was Mrs. Jolliffe, it will be hours before she can get away." The old man gave a grunt of amusement, smoothing his long white moustache with a bony finger. "Dreadful woman, talks for England. Do you want some tea?" He fired the words like pistol shots, and Mary looked guiltily at the teapot and cake-stand which the maid had left on the low table in front of her. Was he expecting her to play hostess in Caroline's absence? "Would you like some?" she asked. Charles shook his head. "Do you think she's had an accident? Fainted? Something like that?" Mary gave a helpless shrug. "Is that likely?" "Don't imagine so. She's as fit as a fiddle." He pushed himself to his feet again. Let's
Sample complete. Ready to continue?